Hi, this is Arthur, and this is a summary of the story of Neuvillette's story quest released in Genshin Impact version 4.1. The traveler heads to Neuvillette's office to check on him and finds Neuvillette personally investigating a case. A Melusine named Kiara received a threatening letter. Neuvillette explains that over 400 years ago he became the Iudex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms. The reforms damaged the interests of some, and those people instigated political unrest. As a result, Neuvillette was unable to protect Carol and Vautrin, two of his most trusted subordinates. Carol ended up taking her own life and Vautrin was exiled. Ever since then, Neuvillette has been especially careful when dealing with cases involving Melusines. About 400 years ago, the Melusines asked to be brought to the court of Fontaine and Neuvillette obliged. The instigators of political unrest targeted the Melusines to get at Neuvillette. Neuvillette suspects a connection between the letter and the unrest from 400 years ago. The traveler decides to join Neuvillette's investigation. They head over to Kiara. They meet with Kiara and take a look at the threatening letter. Neuvillette decides to go back to the Palais Mermonia and look up some documents while the traveler accompanies Kiara. Chlorine soon shows up and offers to protect Kiara. The traveler then returns to Neuvillette and they go over some documents but find no leads. They take a break and Neuvillette talks about his birth. Neuvillette does not know much about his origins and became Chief Justice to learn more. Neuvillette then suggests they go to the Fountain of Lucine where the waters of all Fontaine converge. Those waters contain memories and emotions from all of Fontaine, and Neuvillette may be able to use them to track down the culprit. They head over to the fountain, and as Neuvillette accesses the memories, the traveler somehow gets transported to the past. The traveler then sees the history of Carol and Vautrin. She sees the people of Fontaine initially reject the Melusines and Carol's struggle to fit in. She sees Vautrin and Carol's relationship grow. She also sees the faction against Neuvillette stir up animosity by framing Carol for murder. Carol then sacrifices herself to appease the mob. Vautrin takes matters into his own hands and murders all the conspirators involved with framing Carol. During Vautrin's trial, Vautrin angrily shouts at Neuvillette before being found guilty. The traveler then returns to the real world. Neuvillette apologizes as his power of Hydro overflowed into the traveler. Just then they bump into Navia, who tells them that the rumors of Neuvillette's investigation have spread. Navia tells them she will enlist the rest of the Spina di Rosula to help in the investigation and will contact them when she knows more. As they walk back to the Palais Mermonia, it's become clear that everyone knows about the threatening letter. Unlike what the traveler saw in the past, people are now fervently protecting Melusines and seek to catch whoever is threatening them. Neuvillette is pleased. When they return, they receive word that Navia has caught the suspects. They meet with the suspects, one of whom confesses that he wrote the letter as ordered by someone named Domenico, who is currently in the fortress of Meropide. They head over to Meropide, and along the way they learn about an organization in Meropide called the Mutual Aid Society. The Mutual Aid Society was created by Vautrin hundreds of years ago and stands for justice and helping each other. They soon meet with Wriothesley, who brings out Domenico. Domenico confesses to orchestrating the letter and that it was for a personal grievance unrelated to the political unrest of 400 years ago. Domenico is returned to the lower floors and Wriothesley tells Neuvillette that things have changed. People accept the Melusines now as well as Neuvillette. Wriothesley goes on to say that he has looked into the Mutual Aid Society and suspects that Vautrin's outburst during his trial was likely a performance. Vautrin put on the act of being outraged to make it clear that Neuvillette will uphold justice even against those he has personal relationships with. They head back to the court of Fontaine and let Kiara know they've caught the sender. Kiara says thank you and tells him about a dream she had where Carol looked happy and said their dreams of a meaningful existence in Fontaine have come true. And that is the end of this quest in this video. If you like what you've seen here, please like, comment, and subscribe.